Hello, my lovely people. It's Queen Agnes. Welcome to QueenTV, where I encourage women to be earnest and brilliant, overall empowered. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about something that I'm going through, because the whole reason why I created this YouTube channel was to take you along my journey and to grow closer to God, and for you guys to be a witness of that, and just things like that. So when I was talking about the Christmas topic in my first part, I mentioned I was gonna do this. Also gonna talk about this topic on a later video, and so the video is here. So talking my truth and me being scared to tell my truth. It may not seem like it, but I actually am. It's so hard standing alone, and it's so hard believing wholeheartedly, whole-mindedly on something and finding nobody else to relate or to agree or to see it in that way, because then it makes you kind of question it, like, wait a minute, is it? But then you're studying again and you're like, it is. So why is everyone else against it? Or why is everybody for it? So, and honestly, it's hard to be different in those things, like that a lot of the world does. Very hard, because then people look at you weird and stuff. And I'm the kind of person, I don't really like a lot of attention. So I feel like doing those kind of things bring attention to you, and I don't like that. But not only that, I feel like a big part, because in 2020, when I recommitted myself to God, and I was discovering the truth, I was on fire. Like, I felt like I wanted to share everything that I was learning, and God was always on my mind all the time. Anything, I just wanted to talk about God all the time. Like, anytime I was hanging out with my friends, I was always bringing up God, everything. Every time, someone would ask me a question like, why this, God was always the reason. So in that time period, when that was happening, like, I wasn't even doing it on purpose. It would just always come up. Like, this man was always on my mind, always on my lips, like, all the time. And I started, like, when I was around my friends, family, like, whoever I was around, it just felt like I was a burden. Not a burden, but I just felt like I was annoying. And I felt like I was, in a way, bragging, or in a way, I don't know, like, thinking that I'm holier than thou. And I don't like coming off as that at all. And that's why I'm asking God. That's been my prayer for the past few months. Just asking God to really help me find a balance to where I don't come off as sounding holier than thou. And that way, I believe I don't carry myself in that way. And so after I started feeling like, I was kind of acting in that way, I started being silent and not speaking my truth. And I was away from YouTube for 11 months, and not really speaking my truth about things, not really speaking out on certain things. And because I just feel like nobody would relate, or like they would think like I think I'm holier than thou, and I really hate that, because I don't want that. So I started being silent about it. And when I started being silent about it, it didn't feel good. I feel like I was letting God down. I was letting myself down. Like, it didn't feel good at all. And when I started doing that, that's when I thought I lost connection with God. And that's when I thought I was spiritually dead. And that's when I went into depression. And it was actually a few months ago in college, when I was in college. And, I was like, I felt really weak and all these things. And I was like, what is happening? Like in 2020, a few months ago, like I was good. Like I was hyped. I was on fire about God and I felt good in my energy, my spirit. So what happened? And that's when I started like really evaluating my life and actually being at college, even though it wasn't the cause of it, but like it made it worse because I wasn't sharing at first. But after I started going to like different Bible studies and different events and where I was allowed to speak and different things like that, it really helped me discover, and not even just speaking but listening to different people talking about different things, and just because then I started like not reading the Bible and stuff, and I started like drifting away from that. Like I started going back to listening to worldly music again. I started, just different things and aspects of my life that I started drifting away from, that I was starting to change. And so that's why like a big part of me didn't want to post honestly on YouTube, because I just didn't feel right. And I'm sorry that I didn't take you guys along that journey with me. I just didn't really feel right, and I feel like I was done. Like I feel like I just had let myself down so much, and I feel like it was really bad, and I was really going through depression. Like there was even a while where I was just wearing all black, and if you know me, I love wearing colorful things. Yellow's my favorite color. Like I love bright stuff, and so that time period, I think that was just my lowest. Like I didn't know what to do anymore. Like if I picked up the Bible, it was boring. I couldn't even finish a sentence. Like I can't even listen to 5 minutes of a preacher preaching. Like, all of these different things that were happening to my life. And I just realized that was the cause of it. The cause of it was me not living my truth, my full truth. And so I've just made the conclusion, and I just don't want to get too much into it, but I just made the conclusion that I'm going to live my truth, God's truth, the truth. I'm going to live the truth. Like my whole memo for my channel, for my life, try again, this time with God. So every day I gotta try again. Try again. This time try God though. So that's what I'm currently doing. Because I tried the other way, where I try not to include God into it. And it led me to depression. It led me to a dark place that I didn't want to be in. But when I'm trying, I'm currently in the process of trying again this time, but with God, and it feels so good. Like I feel so good. Like just yesterday on Christmas, I guess it was my first Christmas fully. Like I guess it was my first Christmas fully knowing that I don't celebrate Christmas, and I felt good. I felt 90% good, 10% of me was still like, oh, well, everybody else is over here doing this, and here I am, I still feel like that, and I still looked at pictures and stuff and saw different things going on, and I still, it's the human in me, and I still feel like, wow, like I'm missing out and different things like that. But like right after I felt that thought, like afterwards, God came in and said, he was there for me, and he comforted me, and he was enough, and he let me know that he is enough. I didn't need all these other things, and so I just stopped scrolling, and I went away from it. And God is, I know God never left. I mean, he didn't leave. He never left. But it felt like it. It really did feel like it. And yes, I'm a Christian, and I stumble and I fall, and I am not ashamed to admit that. But I just sometimes I get scared to tell the truth because, like I said, I don't like carrying myself as, oh, you're holier than thou. Like, what I like doing is living through the truth. So that's why saying it, verbally saying it, it's hard for me. That's why, like on Christmas, I'd rather me not celebrate Christmas and people notice me not celebrating Christmas and then ask me, because I'm living my truth rather than just going around saying, oh yeah, I don't celebrate Christmas because it's this and this, or, I'd rather live the truth and then have people see my truth than me just always saying it and seeming like I'm holier than thou. And when it goes back to me, how I would always be talking about God and things like that, because I was in that point in my life, and I was also in that point, and how I'm doing the relationship series, I was like that moment of singleness. I fully felt like I was prepared for that person, I guess, and I felt like it, but then when I got into depression and all that, it kind of took me back a little bit. But like in the back of my mind, I still knew that I was ready, because I was ready, So that, like, it just caused me so much confusion in my life, and it caused me to do some things and move a bit different than I would normally move and act towards different situations. But I still don't have any regrets. Looking back, everything happens for a reason, and I believe that the right person, if they're meant for you, it will happen. But yeah, speaking of when that happened and I allowed the bad company to get into my mind and to cause me to not, because I said I would always have this man's name on my mind so hard all the time, 24/7. And it went down to like 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. It went down to not even having it at all a day. So when I got into that, it was bad, and it led me down a bad path. And so I'm gonna try to work on now allowing other people. And oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, it helped me realize the company that I had around me, and it helped me realize the type of friends that I needed around me, and the type of people that I needed around me. And it helped me realize that, okay, this person who I claim to be my friend, you know what, I don't think they're really my friend. I think they're just an acquaintance, or, someone that I know. I'm not their enemy, because who am I? But at the end of the day, like, I'm God's child, and God has a purpose for my life. And if this company is gonna damage my purpose, just like a relationship, then there's no point of having that company around me. I can love from a distance, and I will always be there for anybody, no matter who, even if you're a stranger. But just having that company with me always around me, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it really corrupted me. And I just honestly, I feel like the only way I'm gonna get over this whole thing is surrounding myself around the right people. Because even being alone can also lead me to depression. So I think just that's probably my biggest New Year's resolution, is just surrounding myself around the right people who are gonna be good influence on my life, who are gonna help me fulfill my purpose in life, which is God's purpose, and who are gonna bring me closer to God. Even though it says nobody can take you to heaven, but people can definitely take you away from God. So I need people who are gonna keep me steady, hold me accountable, not people who are gonna sugarcoat things and not try to hurt my feelings, and not people who are gonna get hurt for me telling the truth. Those kind of people. And guys, the truth hurts. Ooh, it hurts, hun. It hurts. Like, when I found out the truth about Christmas, you know, and a lot of different things that I'm going to be talking about the next few months, because I'm ready to tell my truth. I'm ready to tell God's truth. I keep saying mine, but I'm ready to tell the truth now. Like, I would sit back and be like, God, come on now. Like, come on. That's who, God? That's who? You're going to take that away from me too, God? But the thing is, when God takes away, he replaces. When God takes away, he replaces. But it's funny how when another thing comes that God takes away, I still get to that point where I'm like, God, really? So yes, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. And how you know you're speaking the truth is when you speak it and people hate you. When you speak it and people think, oh, you think that you're holier than thou. When you speak it and people don't want to hear it because they don't want to change their lifestyle. Because they rather not know the truth. They rather please their flesh than please the spirit. That's how you know you're speaking the truth. That's how you know the truth. That's how you know you're walking the truth, is when you're in uncomfortable situations. When you're doing things that are so uncomfortable, but you know it's only going to better you. And you know it's only going to get you closer to Christ. So that is my conclusion. I really don't want to make this video long at all. Yeah. Well, that is it, my lovely people. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.